Hello, this is Connie from Peppercorn Arts. Welcome back to my channel. This month, Stationery Selection box came with a lot of goodies that I immediately thought that it would be a great idea for me to use it for my bullet journal. And I thought that it might be a good idea today that I will attempt to set up a bullet journal with you guys, showing you some of the things that we can do with the items that came in with the May box from the stationery selection. So these are a few items that I received this month from the stationery selection that I have selected to use for this particular bullet journal setup. So the first item is the Surame ink pad. A second item is the original stamps that designed by Meets, I believe, for the stationery selection. And the third item that I think I will be using, I think I will be using because I haven't set it up yet, but is the banded washi sticker roll, which came in these little containers here. And also I'm going to use the original collaboration with Oeda letterpress, the memo sheets. At this point, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to use them yet, but these are the items that will come in the May box that I think that I might be using today in setting up this weekly layout for a bullet journal. On top of that, I've also chosen to use some of these stamps from these are actually self-ink stamps from Midori that actually released early on last year, I believe. I bought mine from the Qfings from Japan, but the stationery selection also have them on the website for sale. At the moment, they are out of stock, but you should be able to purchase it with your box soon because they will be restocked soon. So those are the three stamps I've chosen that I thought it might be a could be great for this particular layout. I have left the bullet journal scene for maybe over 2 years now, but I've also always liked to go in to set up bullet journal every now and then. So but I'd like to dip my toes in, and I don't want to overcommit myself. So every now and then I will have a week that I use bullet journal. Sometimes I just do 2 weeks or a month and I drop off again, which is completely fine. So I'm going to show you a really easy way of using some of these tools that doesn't require you to draw or have a lot of creative skills to set up a very simple layout that is quite creative and fun and not overwhelming. I personally find that bullet journal can be overwhelming sometimes because you have this pressure of setting up a pretty page. So to start off with, I'm going to line the, oh, by the way, I'm using existing bullet journal I have. This is actually the Archer and Olive dog grid notebook, Neapolitan notebook from Archer and Olive, and that is in A5 size. But you can use any of the notebook in any sizes. It's just that obviously the smaller your notebook is, the less stuff you can put in it. Yeah, for bullet journal, I tend to go for A5 size. I don't really like to go any smaller, but I've seen people do beautiful bullet journal in a smaller size too. Yeah, so but this is something that I've been using, so I don't want to open another notebook for this task. So the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to mask the section off in my 3-row down for the dots from the top. And what I'm going to do is I will show you in a second what I'm doing, but I'm going to mask this off. This is just for masking, and I'm going to peel this off after. So you can use any tape, especially tape that you don't really like. I just mark it up, and the idea is so that we won't be having the ink overflowing on there. So that's the idea of the masking. So it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because I'm going to peel it off after anyway. And I'll do the same to the bottom row. So ideally, some tape that you're not too fond of, you can use that to do this particular task because you won't be keeping it at the end of it. Alright, so put that there. Now, can I just say I haven't rehearsed this, so this is all new to me too, and I'm just hoping that it will work. Okay, so I masked the 3 row down from the edge of the book down. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the Stationery ink pad here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to actually use that to directly onto the paper with this ink pad. Now, because I mask it, so it will create these nice little like bokeh pattern on the page. Just randomly do it. Don't get too stressed about what it looks like because it will end up be a random pattern anyway. I've chosen to have yellow and purple for this edge, so I'm going to go for the second one now, which is the purple. Now, don't press too hard because you don't want to have over ink on this. You don't want it to be over inked. So just try to have as even pressure as you can when you do it. I know this is not a really conventional way of using an ink pad, but I want to show you the potential possibility of using this particular ink pad because we can't. And also sometimes I always feel that a white page is a bit bland without any decoration, and this is a really easy way of decorating a book without a lot of work. So once you've done that, you can get a little bit of tissue. Now this part is tricky when you ink. This is about soaking up the excess ink. So once you soak it up once, you need to fold the tissue over to soak up another side. You don't want to use the same side of tissue on the print again, because what happens is your excess ink will print on the paper again, so you don't want that to happen. So make sure you fold your paper each time when you finish with one side of the paper. So every time you change it over. So if you need a new tissue, get a new one until there is no excess ink left on the paper, on the tissues, and that's mean that you're safe. You don't want it to be you don't want it to go over. Well, so once you've done this, oh, I feel like there's still heaps here, so I'm going to do another last check. You can see it on the side of the tissue, there's no prints left, mean that it is safe. This is all good, and you don't want any excess ink. So that's pretty clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel off the edge, and now you will have a perfectly nice edge printed on the edge of your page. So now you can check out the masking tape. I mean, this is some of you think that maybe a little bit excessive of what I'm doing, but I think it's super fun. I think it's gorgeous. So you got this really nice printed edge on your bullet journal, and the next part is that you can start setting it up. So I'm going to start it off with this particular one. It's the habit tracker, and I'm going to use it for next week. So I will only identify the week that I'm going to use for this. So I'm going to start it off with my habit tracker. So I'm not even going to measure anything, but I kind of have a slight plan on how I'm going to go when I place this in here. I'm thinking of going one of these, one of these, one of that, and then in between I will have something else, and I will probably have all my weekly dates on the middle. So that's how I'm planning to do, and then I'll go from there. So that's my current plan. So just letting you know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the edge of these to the edge of one of the dot, and then I'm just going to press down, hold down, and there we go. That's one part done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next part now, which is the a little quote that I want to do, and I'm going to use the extra memo sheet that we from this month's box, the Oeda label book. Memo sheets like these or something like that is a great way of breaking down the page. So if you're doing a bullet journal, you think that the page is a bit bland, memo sheet is a great it's a great way of breaking down the page. So you can you often use it as either just extra notes, or you can use it specifically for quote. And I think that for me, I'm going to use it for a quote page. So first, I'm going to place it on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down first. I have the Kokuyo dot liner. Oh, so smooth. I love this dot liner. I've been trying not to use it up because I love it so much. And then I place it somewhere that I'm happy with, in that location that I'm happy with, sort of in line with the one above, so it doesn't look too out of place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up in the purple. This is a special stamp from NYX, so I will use it like a seal because it is a celebration of the end of spring. I feel like that this is a great quote, sort of a seal. So I'm going to place it on there like this, and it looked like that it will be a perfect spot where I'm going to write my quote there. Now that's one side done. The other side's easy. I'm going to just have a shopping list on here on this side. So I'm going to line up with approximately the same spot as this one as the other side to make sure that it's kind of in line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the cat as an extra memo down the bottom, which again I will line up on the other side, and then yeah, and we'll go from there. So let's go with the shopping list first. I might just have to move this clip out of the way because I don't want it to be wrong. Line up with that. I hope I did it right. I mean, if it's wrong, it doesn't matter. Just have to be relaxed about it. That's one. I have printed that a little bit more clear, but not very even pressure. Yeah, I often have a shopping list for items that I have to remind myself to get for, especially for groceries, because we always have a regular groceries list, but sometimes you got items that you really run out, and it's a great way to remind yourself of certain things. Like, for example, I don't have any toothpaste left, and then you will, that is an extra special item that you don't normally get, or have to remind yourself. This is a great one to have. So there you go. Now it sort of almost set up the page. What I'm going to do now is I like to have you can have breaks in between, so you can well, maybe we'll do that after. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the date, Monday to Saturday and Sunday. You can have dates on it, or you don't have to. Now I am going to put date on mine because tomorrow is Monday to Sunday, so this is the week. I'm going to highlight it, but at the moment I think this is still not dry, so I'm not going to fill it in just yet, but you can. And but you know, you can use textures, or if you worry, you can always use a pencil to highlight it. So at the moment, this week is the that particular week. These are oil based, so it will last. It's the 10th to the 16th. So this is the week that I'm going to be highlighting it, and I'm going to do tracking. So you can write your tracking on there if you want to, and then use your highlighter to do your tracking on there. Another thing is, now I'm going to put the date on. It's the 10th to the 16th. And I'm going to just do 6 because Saturday and Sunday is pretty loose, and I'm going to write it on there directly. So, um, so go. I'm quite loose with these other things. I don't even count my grid when I do it. So I'm going to just write 10, and I'm each time going to write. I'm going to go 2 grid high. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my, where's that tape gone? I'm going to use the solder tape from this month, and I'm going to tape over it as decoration. And it allows you to go over like this in one go. Or you can do it individually. I don't know if I should do it individually or should I do it in one go. I'm not sure. I might just try to do it individually for now, to just for the show, just for this. Oops. I used the Kakuyo tape cutter to cut even stripped. So you can try to do that too. So that's one, and they will line up with the edge. So you got the pretty even cut. So one. Yeah, there you go, that's done. So we got all the dates, we got all the essential items. Now it's fun time now to see if we can actually decorate it further with our spring flowers stickers from what's this brand? Band-Aid washi stickers, which will allow us to actually add more accent to fill in all the gaps. Doesn't matter. So yeah, that's all it is. I mean, you can add more to it by, some people like to draw a box around each of these using a pen, or you don't have to do anything if you want to, but like I might I can just use my pen to write whatever I want there. By the way, this pen is the Sarasa pen, which I'm planning to use to write on this page. Yeah, and you can actually add, like, you know, markers or whatever you want to add to your page. So you can draw a box around it, or you don't have to. Well, let's just see. We just do one maybe. Just do that. Do that. Pretty simple, just lines. And then yeah, you got the idea. on how you could go about making it your own. But this is all I want to show and share with you today on how I might use these items and how you could use it to your own in your own way. And don't forget to share with us by tagging the stationery selection. Yeah, that's about all I can share today. I hope you enjoy setting up this bullet journal with me. I hope that you enjoy the item as much as I do this month. Someone mentioned on my Instagram that when I did unbox that this is the perfect stationery box, this May box, because it has stickers, it has stamps, it got ink pad, it has memo sheets, it has the Seraza pen. Yeah, I couldn't agree more because there's so much that you can do with it. So I hope you enjoyed this bullet journal setup video today, and like I said, I will see you next time. Enjoy. Bye.